The hate for Manita is crazy. Because I actually like Manita, bruh. He's not that bad. Niggas make it seem like this nigga's fucking Master Roshi. Master Roshi, like 100 years old, nigga feeling on a 16-year-old Bulma's coochie, bruh. No one's talking about that. Alright, this video right here, it's called The Worst Type of Characters by Olama-sama. What got me into this video was also this thumbnail about annoying troops. I just wanted to see what the video was talking about and what troops that they find annoying. Let's get started on this joint. Y'all know I love me some anime. I want to see some anime lore. Well, it's not lore anyway. It's just a nigga's opinion. And I'm interested, so we gonna watch it.
When looking at any form of media, you'll usually find at least one character that follows a certain character trope. For those who don't know what a character trope is, it's essentially a trait that is easily recognizable that defines the character. For example, we've all seen character tropes like the Chosen One, the Mad Scientist, the Jokester, etc. However, these character tropes are not created equally. Some are overdone and get stale, some just feel useless, and some are just extremely unlikable. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about my least favorite ones, even though a lot of them are my favorite characters in their respective series. Also, there won't be manga spoilers, but there will be anime spoilers, so beware. First off, we're going to talk about the pathetic character, but we might as well call these guys punching bags because they're practically the same thing. There are a couple characters that come to mind when I think about someone who's outright pathetic.
Hey yo, the fact he put Takamichi right there is hilarious. It's only hilarious because I just started watching Tokyo Revengers with niggas in Discord. That nigga just gets his ass beat all the time. And I hear it doesn't get better. I be trying to fight for my boy though, bruh. Cause obviously he gets there for some reason. I just started myself. I might make another AMV for their for Tokyo Revengers. I'm tired of seeing him get fucked up. Nigga, me too. I want this nigga to turn up. Where I'm at now, he's getting better. But still getting fucked up.
Jerry from Rick and Morty, this bum. These guys are just spineless characters who never really stand up for themselves. They make stupid decisions that make me angry and they just start whining afterwards. But I really want to highlight one specific bum of a character, Takamichi from Tokyo Revengers. I am not hearing anybody out on you don't understand his character. I have so many words I can use to describe this guy, but for now, we'll just say he's useless. When season 1 was coming out, I was on the hype train. I was seeing Takamichi getting beat up at first by older students, and I was like, fine, that's understandable. Maybe he'll get better as time goes on and get some dubs.
Right.
I was clearly wrong. A majority of the time, this guy's just getting his face broken in. But you know, not every MC needs to be a fighter. We don't need to have ooga booga, me punch hard every single time.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Hey, what's good, Builds? How you feeling? You don't need your main protagonist to be the strongest character in the series, bruh. It just so happens sometimes, but it's not necessarily needed. Most of the time in a series, the main character is not the strongest. Damn, he still sucks. Pretty much. Pretty much. Man needs a training montage. Nigga, he do. He really do. This nigga need to go to the boxing gym or something. Someone teach this nigga how to throw some punches. Even though he actually throws them, he still gets his ass whooped. That's the only thing I'm proud of. Because in the beginning, that nigga just gets his ass whooped without throwing punches. At least he throws punches now. Or at least learn how to dodge. Facts. Because you are old. Shut your ass up. He one of those Deku types who take forever to boss up. But Deku didn't take forever to boss up. That nigga definitely bossed up in season 1. And at least Deku started fighting since like episode 1. It was just, that nigga just broke his arm every time he fought. He just needed to learn his shit. This nigga Takamichi, that nigga just gets his ass whooped. Nothing. Learns nothing. Don't even learn how to dodge. Man's in his 20s getting pieced up by middle schoolers, even though he's in a kid's body. Facts. You ain't learned nothing in all those adult years. I'd have been picking up pipes. I'd have been throwing sand. I'd have been fighting dirty. Nigga, we punching nuts in this bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Lucia's a great example of that. He uses his intelligence to win many battles in the series. Unfortunately, Takamichi isn't even that smart either. I feel like with his ability to travel back 12 years into the past, he should be able to get more things done. And nobody better tell me that it's a realistic depiction. If you had the ability to go back 12 years with your knowledge now, you're telling me that you'd mess it up as bad as Takamichi? For example, he knows he can't fight, so he should have been armed himself. I know they consider it dirty, but you already decided to become a...
Fun fact about Japan. It's hard for an adult to get a gun. How the fuck do you think a middle schooler is going to get a gun in Japan? It is so hard for an adult to carry a gun. To even own a weapon. Deku was always 10 toes since Jump. But bossing up, I give more to season 3. I'm saying he already sees you can change the future, so work out. Right. He might as well just work out. Start, like, training, doing triathlons and shit. I don't agree with getting a gun, because it's hard for anyone to get a gun. Nigga, it's hard for them middle schoolers to get a knife. Gun and weed are 2 super no-goes over that way. Yeah, definitely 2 super no-goes. You can't smoke no weed in Tokyo. I mean, not Tokyo, in Japan. Japan, period. That's why I'm gonna be like, fuck. If I go to Japan, I can't have no weed, but at least we can drink. At least I can do that. I'm gonna just be drinking all the time if I'm in Japan. I need to go to Japan. I want to go. I really want to go.
Delinquent. If people are willing to murk others over some territory beef, you gotta do what you gotta do. These are middle schoolers who are capable of knocking out people with a single kick while carrying someone else on that same leg. This should be your note to start learning how to box. He also tries to fix things in the past, but ends up failing so many times. He knows that Baji getting packed is the reason why Mikey starts to spiral down. So his bright idea is to hold Baji's waist. And guess what? Baji gets stabbed because he couldn't protect himself. There are way more instances of him just failing to make things better because of his own incompetence, but to be honest, I just don't feel like going through them. Also, this bozo can see that his living conditions are not the best in the future. Like, look at his room. So maybe instead of just falling face first trying to save your middle school girlfriend, you can get out of the gang life and focus on school. But I think the worst part about this guy is the fact that all he does is just cry. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with crying, but it's literally all he does.
Well, they do call him the crybaby hero, so I don't mind him crying, but he do be crying very often. Like almost every 10 minutes he's crying. It would be better if he can cry like less, like later down the line throughout the series. Like if he crying less and less. I'm tired of these whiny ass MCs. Me too. And there's nothing wrong with crying. Just don't be crying all the goddamn time. I guess that's the Aries in me. I don't like seeing people cry. I be like, bitch, if you don't shut that shit up, you better go somewhere else and cry. Don't cry in front of me. Stop this, man. I had enough with the Naruto and the damn swing. Come on, man.
People said Deku cried too much, but Takamichi's nickname is Crybaby Hero. If he's not getting beat up, he's crying. How can I take this guy seriously, especially since he's the main character? This guy was the main reason why I stopped watching after season 1. I'm not gonna sit there watching the MC get beaten to a pulp every single episode just to make a dumb decision to cry about later. Any character like this in the show already gets my blood boiling, so when it's the MC who's acting like this, it's just amplified. Like, I'm low-key getting heated just talking about him. Let me move on. Next up, we got the strong character, and not just any character who's like top 10 strongest in the verse. I'm talking about a character who's portrayed to be top 1 or almost top 1 in their series, with overpowered abilities that basically no one can match. My views on this trope can vary for me depending on whether the main character or a side character is unbelievably broken. And I know you may be thinking, what's your problem with it? Let me cook real quick. I want to focus on a side character being the strongest or practically the strongest in their series because I feel like they tend to have a lot of the problems I have with this trope. When we see a character like Gojo or Yamamoto, we see them with such absurd abilities that no one can rival besides the main antagonist. And side note, in Thousand Year Blood War, it's clear that Yamamoto actually isn't the strongest, but prior to the war arc, he was portrayed to be up there in strength. However, problems arise because of their strength. When you write such a strong character that's not your MC, you can't just leave them in the story because they can just solve any conflict themselves. Aizen knew that Yamamoto probably could have beaten him before he fused with the Hogyoku if he decided to just go all out and burn everyone there from the start. Fake Geto knew that a single red from Gojo will rearrange his guts thoroughly. Maybe I'm just salty because a lot of these characters like Yamamoto or Gojo tend to be my favorites in the show. Like when Yamamoto said,
oh yeah, when that nigga summoned his Bankai, that nigga Bankai go crazy. When I read it in the manga, I was like, damn, this nigga is like that. And then when I actually saw it, this nigga go crazy. That moment was insane. This nigga just wasn't just fire. This nigga made the whole Seirete hot as hell. This is why you don't mess with old people in anime. Yeah, you don't. Too bad this nigga was fighting a damn clone. I really wanted to see him fight the real Yacht or whatever the fuck his name is. That heat was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was insane. You make the whole area hot. Niggas start sweating around you. Nigga, I don't want to be near you. I know this nigga was melting being near this nigga. That shit was crazy. And the point about Gojo, he's absolutely right. You can't make the side character the strongest and actually leave them in the story, because they literally just solve all the problems themselves. That's why something always happens to the strongest, which I fuck with. So something always happens to the strongest. That way all the other characters and the main character can actually grow, which I fuck with. Turn to Ash just catching a wave of it. Facts. I would not do it. I would not fight this nigga. Don't come near me if you making the whole area hot, nigga. I don't want to be near you.
One of my favorite moments in the show. But once you see these characters a lot, you notice a pattern or at least a certain trend. Either the villain has some sort of backup plan to incapacitate said strong character, like Wonderwise or the Prison Realm, they get horrifically nerfed in some type of way, or they get written off in a way that seems a bit scuffed. Now I know I said I'm mainly focusing on the side characters who are extremely strong, but an antagonist like Madara is a good example of what happens to overpowered characters. It was made.
I'm glad Beerus don't solve the Z Fighters problems. I'm glad too. It's because that nigga really don't give a fuck. He's like, nigga, y'all do what y'all do. These niggas can't fight me. And these niggas not going to challenge me either. That's why he was letting Frieza and Boo just destroy planets all the time. He didn't give a fuck. Guy almost cleared his ass too. I wouldn't say almost cleared his ass. Even if Guy did kill this nigga, it wouldn't have been a dub for him. It wouldn't have been a dub. Because that nigga was going to die using the technique anyway.
Quite clear who was the top guy during the war arc, and that guy was Madara. He was embarrassing all 5 Kages with ease, and then they gave him a 10 tails power up on top of that. He was so outrageously strong that even the author Kishimoto jokingly mentioned that he may have made Madara too strong, and that's likely the reason why we got Black Zetsu. So unless the MC is...
Yeah, that Black Zetsu shit, that shit pissed me off. No way you make this nigga that strong and don't end the fucking war with that nigga. That whole Kaguya bullshit, I hated that shit. Why did they do this nigga like that? I hate how Madara was getting dumb strong and then new foe. Exactly. That shit was ass. I hated that shit so much. That might be... Well, there's plenty of blemishes on Naruto. But that might be the biggest blemish on Naruto, bro. That shit was so ass. So he was already OP. Yeah, he was OP and then got done dirty. Nigga, Kaguya should have just been Boruto. Because that's all them niggas fighting in Boruto. Everyone that's like one of Kaguya and shit. Everyone that's just like Kaguya. So they should have just kept that in Boruto. Or did like a little epilogue where they find niggas on the moon and shit. And then like fast forward to like Boruto or some shit. The Kaguya and reincarnation plot points definitely messed up the story and purpose. It did. I can see the way how Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura beat Kaguya. They could have did that for Madara, bruh. They ain't have to add Kaguya in the story at all. That shit was just too much.
Is showing insane progress and just power clips the strongest character, you always know that the strongest character is probably gonna have to get shelved for a little bit. The trope doesn't remove how much I enjoy the character. Yamamoto, Madara, Gojo, they'll always be GOATs in my heart. But having that looming feeling knowing that one of your favorites has to be nerfed or shelved to allow the story to have some sort of conflict can be a bit annoying. Also, you gotta listen to people calling them frauds because they had to get sealed or something. And to be honest, that's a topic for a whole different video, because I've heard people call Yamamoto a fraud because he lost to Yu-Haku. Yamamoto is the furthest thing away from a fraud. Hold up, before you move on, if you're new and you got this far, you might as well subscribe.
Then Madara gives a death speech to Hashirama and sitting there like, you didn't finish. Right, he didn't finish at all.
I like to drop content like this weekly. Anyways, back to the video. Next up we have...
They could have learned
the
something from his
character.
reincarnation.
I feel like a lot of anime have had this type of character, and depending on the extent of the trope, it can be fine. But some of these characters...
I don't remember seeing this. They had her panties out just sitting here like this, bruh. Hey, whoever writes My Hero is some freaky ass niggas. They are the freakiest of freaky frogs. The hate for Manita is crazy. Because I actually like Manita, bruh. He's not that bad. Niggas make it seem like this nigga's fucking Master Roshi. Master Roshi, like 100 years old, nigga feeling on a 16-year-old Bulma's coochie, bruh. No one's talking about that. No one is talking about that nigga. But this little 16-year-old kid acting like a regular perverted 16-year-old gets all the slack. All right, bruh. Master Roshi was a G, so he was... Yeah, at least Manita's just hitting puberty. He's just doing what most teenage boys do. Usually they grow out of that little incel bullshit. People really signed a petition to try to get him removed. You know what's crazy? I was actually expecting him to actually do some shit in this Final War arc. Maybe, I mean, there's still time, so he might still do something.
Just start acting like pure degenerates and do nothing else in the story.
Yo.
And let me be honest with y'all real quick. It's hard being a Sanji fan sometimes. You know, I already got to listen to Zoro fans chatting about Sanji being fourth on the crew or saying that he's worse than Zoro. And you know, I can typically sleep well at night knowing that Sanji is still one of the best written characters in terms of development and backstory. Then, someone reminds me of Fishman Island, and every good thing I was just thinking about gets eviscerated instantly. Being written out of the story because you were that excited is ridiculous. Your nose was really bleeding that much because of some mermaids. If Fishman Island was getting released in 2023, the amount of slander Sanji fans would go through would be outrageous. They might just get ostracized from the community, who knows?
As a Sanji fan, I feel him wholeheartedly. As a Sanji fan, I don't mind his little pervertedness thing. And his nose bleeding in the Fishman arc over there, it made sense because the whole 2 years he's been running away from fucking cross-dressers. This nigga's been running away from niggas. So I kinda understand. Sanji ain't seen bitches in a long time. But his women weakness pissed me off. Some of them hoes gotta go. I believe in equality. Hey, yo. It made sense on that point because this nigga ain't seen a woman in like 2.5 years. It was definitely extra. But you know, One Piece is extra. They make the smallest flaw very extra. And that's what I love about One Piece. Sanji's good now. He can actually talk to women and be cool again. He's good now. I'm just mad they ain't give him a good fight in like 10 years up until now. But that fight was worth it. I was like, fuck. I can't believe we was going through all these arcs without a Sanji fight. I was pissed. If you play him in the game, he throws hearts at female characters. Hey, that's crazy. But people do be acting like he wasn't running from otakus for years. Right, that nigga was running for his life. The chance he saw a woman, he was out of there.
To be honest, any scene when Sanji is just simping over Nami or Robin can get a bit extra at times too. I like the chivalry aspect of his character, but when every 5 seconds Sanji has hard eyes and panting like a dog because he saw a woman, you can start to understand why this trope is so unpopular. I guess Oda had to nerf his character somehow. I feel like there's low-key a spectrum when it comes to these types of characters. On the lower end, you got someone like Todo, who's not even really a pervy character. He just be asking you about your type of woman for some reason, but that's not even his main thing for real. Then there are the classy old pervy guys like Roshi or Jiraiya, and I won't lie, Roshi was low-key bugging at times.
Nigga, Roshi was bugging. That nigga was actually feeling on coochie. Feeling on teenage coochie as a 100-year-old man. That's like how Zoro never had a fight uninjured after Mihawk for ages. Right. Hey, once we get to Dressrosa, he rizzed up that Latina chick and then almost got married. Yeah, he did almost get married. And then rizzed her up. She ain't even like that nigga at first. He just rizzed her up. And she was like, oh shit, I actually like this nigga. Can we really get married? And he was like, nah, bitch, I'm a pirate. Like a G, like the G that nigga is. He was like, nah, I can't marry you, love. I'm a pirate. I feel like Moroku from Inuyasha was on the lower end, but he was always rubbing on Sango. I love Moroku. Hey, Moroku is one of my favorite characters. And you know, my namesake, Monk, also kind of inspired by him. He was grabbing everyone's ass, bruh. That shit was crazy. But at least he was rubbing on Sango's more. He definitely landed the baddie. He landed the baddie he wanted. I would have been grabbing Sango's ass. I used to have dreams about Sango, but I'm not about to tell y'all what these dreams were about when I was a teenager. So, we're going to continue this video.
Who are goated characters, but do/say some questionable things as comic relief.
Sangha was fine as hell.
106 centimeters.
On the extreme side, we have someone like Mineta, and I don't even hate this character like other people do.
Bruh, I do like a lot of pervy characters. I liked Jiraiya for a while until I realized he was actually Naruto's godfather. And then never took care of this nigga until he was 12. Didn't see this nigga, didn't do nothing. Didn't even change that nigga's diaper. I was like, bruh, you can't be perverted and this trash, bruh. You gotta pick a line. I did not like Kagome like that. I didn't either. That's like picking Aerith over Tifa. It is. It is. I ain't like Kagome either. Naruto got the shit end of the stick. Yeah, Minato was like, take care of my boy, and no one stepped up. The one nigga he actually asked to take care of him never took care of him, bruh. I would have understood if Jiraiya was in and out of the village, and knew Naruto. Like, hey Naruto, what's up? I know it's been like a few weeks since I've been here, but what's up? Because he's a ninja, and he gotta do what he gotta do, and he was actually watching the Akatsuki's movements the whole time. That I get. But he could have showed up a little bit, bruh. He could have did something. Yeah, pack Kagome up. Fuck Kagome. The third Hokage fucked up. He was terrible. Hiruzen was like, I'm the Hokage, but fuck that kid. Here's the thing. The Hokage, he's taking care of a whole village. He can't take care of that just one kid. Even though it is your pupil's kid, which is crazy. He did fund his apartment. He did do all that shit. But there's some things he couldn't do because he's Hokage. And you know what? Naruto became the exact same way when it came to his children. But at least he tried to do like shadow clones or something. I'm pretty sure if Hiruzen did some shadow clones, Naruto would be a little bit better. Take care of my son and everybody. He got that demon in him, killed y'all family. Everybody hated him after that. Facts. He could have appointed someone at least to teach him how to take care of himself. You know what's crazy? He probably did, and they just ran off. No one wanted the job. Like you said, the whole village hated that nigga. No one wanted that job. And around that time, Kakashi was probably like 16. He couldn't take care of no kid. That nigga had to go run missions and shit.
It's just extremely weird. These are the type of guys getting walked like dogs in real life and enjoying it. I feel like the only way this type of character can actually quote unquote work is if it's purely comic relief and it doesn't turn into criminal activity or take away from the actual character. This last one I want to cover real quick is something we're all familiar with. It's this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. After Kirito and Sword Art Online, I felt like every year these black-haired MCs kept popping up. As soon as you see a character look like this, you know it's probably some generic isekai. If you see the main character look like this, I advise you to turn away because you're about to watch straight mid for 12 episodes.
Hey yo, he's not lying. He is not lying, bruh. Everyone that nigga, ever since Sword Art Online came out, the main trope for every main character in the isekai is to look like Kirito. I'm so mad this nigga's so right. I enjoy the look, but facts. Bruh, that's when you create a character in an RPG and use Phase 3. Phase 3, only change the hair by like a smidge. Don't do shit else, bruh. That... Bruh. I'm getting tired of isekais too, man.
I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or buts. This is an MC and you just decide to give him one of the most generic faces of all time. The face is starting to get a bit frustrating too because I see it so much. Like, at least make his hair red or something. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just really wanted to talk about some of these character tropes.
At least make it
some
red.
of them don't get talked about enough. Besides,
yeah, if you're gonna do that, why do it? Why give them black hair? Give them the main character hair color, which is some hair color that no one ever has, like pink. W video.
Pervy trope, of course. Also, as I said before, this month might be a bit slow for uploads considering I'm about to go into finals and then break. That's why this video was so delayed. I kind of underestimated how much work I was gonna have. I'll try to get maybe one more video in December, but I can't make any promises. Also,
yeah,
I did get something recently that should help the channel a bit more. Just gotta get everything in order first. Oh yeah, let me not forget to mention, at the time of recording this video, we're mad close to 20K too. So thank y'all so much for the support for the past like couple months. The growth for the channel has been insane. Like, I know I say that every video, but y'all don't understand how unfathomable this is for me. With that being said, have a great day. Peace out.
W video, I appreciate. I fuck with that video. All right, but all right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching the video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe on the bottom. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.